Hi beautiful people, hi, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Aderunke Grace, and on this channel I talk about faith, entrepreneurship, lifestyle, and recently I started creating content around South Africa. If this sounds like something that interests you, please do not hesitate to subscribe to this channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, you guys are like you're the best. And if you're new here, you're welcome, and I do hope you enjoy it here. So in today's video, we'll be looking at things I wish I knew before I came to South Africa. Guys, I've been in South Africa for 6 years. Yeah, for like 6 years now I've been in South Africa, and there are things that I knew or I wished I knew before coming here, and I got to realize after I was already in the country. And you know, this is just to sensitize some people that maybe you want to come to visit South Africa, or you want to relocate permanently here to start living in South Africa. I hope you find something that will bring a form of information to you about South Africa. So but without further delay, let's get right into the video. Guys, the first thing I wish I knew before coming to South Africa is at least to know South Africa language. If not to know the nitty-gritty of the language, but at least to know like the greetings of the greetings and all. Because coming to South Africa, you know, and having black skin, there's this like, I would like generally people just think you are South African, or you understand the language, and they start speaking to you. You start hearing Johnny. They just continue like until like you're like, I'm sorry, I speak English. Like I say that a lot, and I'm like, God. Or you just hear Dumelang. You just hear people say Dumelang, and they expect you to respond to them. Of course, eventually along the way I was able to learn one or two things. Like if someone tells you I think Zulu people, when they greet with Njani, like Sawbonani, like you say, like is this Sawbona, or yeah, like they say Sawbona or Njani, then you reply Yapela is like I'm fine. Or if it's Chwana, they say like Dumelang, you say Dumelang, Hahe, Kitenekai, you say Kiteng, or you say Riteng if you're like a lot. So I wish I knew this language, like coming to South Africa the first time, because the way South Africans will bombard you with this language, you will be so confused before you even open your mouth to say I'm sorry, I speak English, and they'll be like, where are you from? Where are you from? How come you cannot speak any South African language? Like it's a crime. It's a crime for you not to be able to speak any South African language. So it's always good to at least like equip yourself with like, or learn just the basics like greetings and all before you intend coming, or like upon your arrival you start to eat it, like you start to learn those languages. It will help a long way. And you know, even when they continue to talking and they say that okay, you are able to respond to the greetings and all, of course they will tend to like continue talking and all until you call them back, and they'll be like, oh, okay, and they can easily switch to the language you understand, which is the English language. Yeah, the second thing I wish I knew before coming to South Africa is that the unemployment rate in South Africa is so high. So guys, if you're coming to South Africa maybe as an unskilled person to come to just like, you know how it is in other countries where like maybe you travel to, or you will watch movies about United States, about London, how foreigners can easily get like all these menial jobs. Like you can easily work at factories, you can easily, guys, if you have that kind of thing in mind to come and do in South Africa, like you want to come to South Africa to come and hustle as an unskilled person, like I would just advise you abort mission, because the unemployment rate in this country is very, very, very high. So people are already, even the even the South African citizens, like, they are finding it so hard to get like good jobs, not to talk of a foreigner. And even if there's an opening, before they can consider a foreigner, they would have like considered South Africa. That is like legit. So except for like exceptional skills, like maybe those in the health sectors, those in engineering, those in academics, and you understand, yeah, they get to like maybe get work permits before they can work. And even to get work permits in this country, it's not like you are going to just stay, contrary to the opinion that you have to be in a country for like 5 years. I think it's like that in the US. I don't know if I'm wrong, correct me if you know about the information. Like, you have to like, you need to have stayed like for like 5 years in the country, then it is sure that you are going to get a work permit after you've stayed in a particular country for a certain years. But it is not like that in South Africa. Even if you stay for 10 years in South Africa and you feel like because you've stayed in South Africa for 10 years, then you are entitled to get a work permit. It is not like that here. You need to actually get a job, like a legit job, for you to be able to apply to get a work permit in South Africa. So if you are in Nigeria, you're watching this, or you are in another African country, you're watching this, and you've been thinking at the back of your mind that I want to come to South Africa to come and work, maybe as a banker or as a I'm laughing about mission, because guys, there are a lot of indigenes that are already looking for this job, and before they can consider a foreigner, you know that maybe there's no other South Africa again in South Africa. There's no South Africans again in South Africa before a foreigner is actually considered. Yeah, another thing that I wish I knew before coming to South Africa was like paying the rent monthly. Like, I think I said it in one of my videos about South Africa. Yeah, my culture shock video. You need to pay the rent here monthly, unlike where I came from in Nigeria back home, where you have to pay your rent yearly. But here in South Africa, you need to pay your rent like every month. And not only that, there's also like a refundable deposit that is like same amount with the rent. Like for the first month, like if you're renting the house, let's say you're renting an apartment for 5,000 rand, you have to also pay another 5,000 rand, which is like a refundable deposit to secure the apartment. After like maybe a year you've lived in the apartment and you decide to move out, maybe to another place, the 5,000 you left as a deposit, if there is nothing that you've damaged in the apartment, they can refund it to you. But if there's something that like you damage in the apartment, they can count the cost of what is damaged and just deduct it from your deposit and give you the rest of the money. Yeah, so before you come here, you need to like plan very well, at least up front. Like, you need to have like the savings of like 3 months, 3 months of your rent money and the deposit, let's say 4 months together. You need to like have it like well kept if you are planning to stay for like longer period, like a long-term stay in South Africa. Another thing I wish I knew before coming to South Africa is like to research about their market system here, or like the mode of buying things. When I got here, I noticed that most things, like most groceries or vegetable, fruits and all, if you want to buy it, you need to go to the mall, or to the mall and all this shop, like go to Pick and Pay, go to Checkers, go to Food Lovers Market, go to even Woolworths. Yeah, you go to all these places to get your vegetables, except like maybe there are some people that sell beside the road, but it is not like the open market that we are used to in Nigeria, where like it's like a stall. I'm going to leave a picture of how our markets look like here up here for you to see. Like there are stores of, you see people that are selling meat here, you see people that are selling vegetables here, you see people that are selling fish, you see people that are selling, you understand, like it's like stores for marketers. Then you, if you want to buy anything, you know, you just go to the market and you know that you are stocking up for the month in the market, not like you are going to the mall. And another thing to include to that, another thing that I wish I knew was how do I put it, like haggling price, or like when you negotiate, yeah, so you can understand it. Like when you negotiate for something in Nigeria, guys, we negotiate a lot. We negotiate. Like if I go to the market now and I want to buy meat, and the person that is selling the meat is telling me that, okay, this meat is for 5,000 naira, believe you me, I can end up paying 1,000 naira for that meat if I'm a good negotiator. Like if I'm very good with like haggling up and down with prices and all. We haggle a lot with prices, like we negotiate prices. But all but getting to South Africa, you see that when you want to buy things, even in the so-called not really market, like maybe you want to buy from all these people by the streets, they already have like a price tag. There's already like a price tag on the thing you're buying. Like if you're buying tomatoes and it's written 10 rand, you know you're paying 10 rand. You can't say, oh please can I pay 8 rand or something. It's 10 rand. If you're buying banana and it's the price tag is already on it 5 rand, you know you're paying 5 rand. You cannot price it for like 3 rand. And even when you go to the malls, like you go to Pick and Pays and all, you already see the the prices are there. You cannot, like, it's very hard for you to say please, okay, except for like maybe they are having sales or like markdown prices, like they can say like buy three and pay for two, those kind of thing. Like those are the bargains that you can get at the malls. Unlike in our typical market back home in Nigeria, even if they tell you this rice is 15,000 naira per bag, you can still say, oh, can I pay 10,000? And by the time you haggle up and down, yourself and the seller will have to come to an agreement at some point and decide to buy it at a lower price, of course, than because there's this mentality that they've already added their own price. Like if a marketer tells you that this thing is 15,000, you know that maybe the price of the product worth 10,000 or even less than that. So the spirit, like we are born into it, like we are already used to it. Yeah. Another one I'd like to talk about is this one. I was talking to one of my South African friends the other day and I was asking her, babe, oh no, she was telling me that she wanted us to go out and just go eat at an eatery, like go to a restaurant to eat. And I'm like, babe, who is paying for the food? And she was like she can pay 50% and I also pay the remaining 50%. Back on where I come from, if you invite someone, if you like decide to be the one to initiate an invitation for someone to take them out to a restaurant, my dear, you are obliged to pay for the food. You are not going to, like, the person you're taking out is not the one that is going to pay for the food that they're eating. You are the one to pay for it. But here in South Africa, I noticed that most people, when they say let's go out to eat, be ready to have, in fact, I think my friend is even generous. She's willing to even pay 50% of my own food while I foot the rest of the 50%. She was telling me that if it was her sister was going to like make sure I pay the all 100% of the money. She pays as I pay mine and her. So it differs with people, but most people, when they invite you out, or maybe there's a bridal shower or like a celebration for someone, be prepared that you are going to hold your money to foot your own bill. Yeah. Another thing I wish I knew before coming to South Africa is keeping time. Like South Africans are so good with timekeeping. I'm not talking about African time at ceremonies or at functions now. I'm talking about keeping to appointment. If you have a doctor appointment, or like you have yeah, or you have this immunization for your child, and those are appointments, and you miss your appointment, for example doctor's appointment or dentist appointment or anything, if you miss all those appointments before, like even if you are like 5 minutes late, you might have like someone else might have taken your slot already because they waited. You could have been there before the time of your appointment. But back home in Nigeria, if someone say, oh, make sure you come by 1 o'clock, even when you get there 1 o'clock, the person is not even there also. Not in all cases anyway, this is just based on my own experience, on what I've experienced here. And getting here in South Africa, I see that no, the way they take appointment here is very serious, and like they keep to time. Like when you are requiring a service and they tell you come by this time, make sure you get there even before the time. Hence, I respect how the South African system, like healthcare system, work. Like if they are going to open the clinic of a government hospital, if they are going to open the clinic 8 o'clock, be rest assured by 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock a.m., be it winter or in summer. If you go to a government hospital, you would have seen queue. Like you see people queuing from 6 o'clock in the morning. They're already queuing to be to be the first to be attended to at the clinic, like from 6 o'clock, guys. Like no, they take things serious here. Another thing I wish I knew before coming to South Africa is knowing the type of plugs that they use here in South Africa and the one we use in Nigeria. In Nigeria, we use others like a rectangular cube size plugs, but in South Africa it is the round mouth with you. I'm going to be putting the picture here in case you are planning to come to South Africa and you are thinking of bringing your appliances, like maybe you are thinking of bringing your blender, or you are thinking of bringing your socket and all. Believe you me, I brought sockets, like all those multi-faced sockets. When I was coming, it's still there. I was unable to use it because I had to get a brand new one because it was just useless. There was no way I could use it because most of the things we were buying here, they came with round or just the 2-pin mouth. So the last but not the least things I wish I knew before coming to South Africa, there are stories of how, like when people hear that, oh, you are going to South Africa, they were like, what are you going to do in that country, what blah blah and all that, because of the negative things they've heard about South Africa. But coming to South Africa, I was able to realize that not all South Africans are xenophobic, like they do say. Like it's not all South Africans that hate foreigners. What most South Africans do not like are the illegal immigrants, people that come without having permits, or like they just overstay their welcome, and they tend to just be nonchalant about renewing it and all that. So most South Africans that I know that have come in contact with, they are even more like, some are like family to me now. Most of my South African friends, like, they are families to me. South Africans are very welcoming if you are doing the right thing. Like if you are not idle, if you are not hiding what you are doing, like if they know that, like your neighbors can know that, oh, this is what this person does. They know your job description. They know what you're doing. They know, oh, this is what you do for a living. Let me just say that they know what you're doing. So they know that you are not just idle and just looking for a dubious way to get money. Do you understand? So, but once they see that your ways are crooked, like they cannot really lay hold on what you are doing as your source of income, or what you are doing to better the economy of the country. Of course, there's going to be like a friction between you and most South Africans, because they are looking for people that will better their economy, not people that will be taking from their economy. So hence, aside that, it's not everybody that's as xenophobic. As I said earlier, there are many people that love and embrace other culture. Love, in fact, I've seen so many love on this channel from South Africans, like so many love that I've gotten, and also few hates. I've seen hates also. I've read comments about people that was like, hey, go back to your country and all that. I'm just telling you, not everybody is illegal in this country also. There are so many foreigners that are, or let me say, yeah, there are foreigners that are also legal in, like staying legally in South Africa also. So not everybody is here illegally, or not everybody is here just to like take what belongs to you. Some of us, we are here to, like, create better opportunities for more people. So this brings us to the end of this video. If you are yet to subscribe, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please do subscribe to this channel, and also please like this video so that YouTube can recommend this video to further people, to more people to watch this video. And also don't forget to share this video. And till I come your way next time, I remain Aderonke Grace, and I love you so much. See you soon. Mwah. Bye guys.